So I want to go through a list of things that mom and dad can do or say to you that mirror back to you messages about who you are. So, and many of you, this is going to start stirring up memories for you because many of these you will have experienced. Some of you have gone through, you shared your opinion with mom and dad and they laughed at you. In other words, you got the message, you're stupid. And that was reinforced in a whole bunch of different ways. Some you got eye rolling when you shared stuff. Sometimes people would just start walking away from you because it was like, you're dumb, I don't want to listen to that. And you internalize that message. Next, belittling. Some of you heard you'll never amount to anything. Some heard you'll never do anything right. You can't do anything right. You're a failure. You'll never be more than just a failure. And those were expressed to you on regular basis. Now, some of you say, well, mom and dad only said that when they were angry. They didn't say that when they were in a good mood. And what I say to clients is this: if you're really honest, what you're trying to say is that didn't impact me because I knew they were angry. But be honest with yourself. Did it impact you? Yes. Because sometimes when people are angry, you think they take away all their filters and they speak what they really believe. And so you believe what they say in anger. Another one, many of you grew up with them teasing you, calling you names. They might have had pet names that they thought were cute, but that hurt. So you might have been called chubby or pudgy. You might have been called four eyes, all of those different things. And they used it as a joke to tease you, but it just killed you inside. And it made you become very body conscious. All of those things you got, I'm not good enough. And then you might have got a mother or a father that no matter how well you did something, it never was quite good enough. They would find something wrong with it, something to criticize. If you came home with a fantastic report card, straight A's except for one B, they wouldn't congratulate you about the straight A's. They go, why did you get a B? And it was like the straight A's didn't mean anything to them. They focused on what you didn't do perfectly. And that sent a message to you. Some of your parents compared you. Why can't you be like your brother? Why can't you be like your cousin? And that sent a message that you're not good enough. Others, parents blamed you for their problems. We fight as a couple because you're a bad kid. I drink because you're a bad kid. And you were made to feel that it's my fault. My parents are struggling, or it's my fault they're getting a divorce. I must be really bad. And you internalize that. Some of you were not allowed to express certain emotions. You were told you're too sensitive, you cry too much, you're too sad, you're always moping around, you're too angry, nobody likes to be around you. And you were made to feel that because of you having those emotions, something's wrong with you. You're not good enough. And then sometimes parents made promises to you that they broke. And if they did that repeatedly, you began to feel, wonder if they're breaking the promise because they really don't want to be with me. And you internalize that in a negative way. Now, on the flip side of that is you get children who are spoiled or who have no rules. And people ask me, how could they ever have shame? They just got all kinds of gifts. They had everything given to them. Here's what I've been told by spoiled kids over the years. Number one, my parents tried to buy my love. Instead of giving me themselves, they gave me gifts so I would like them. That didn't feel good. And I wanted to connect with them, but I got a gift instead, and I felt something was wrong with me, why they had to buy me off with gifts. Second, why did nobody care enough about me to say no? If they really cared about me, they would have said no to some of the stuff. The fact they never said no makes me feel that I don't matter, that I'm not cared for. And that sends a negative message. We always talk about the 4 environments of complex trauma. So neglect, parents who meet your physical needs but aren't there emotionally for you, that sends a message to you that something must be wrong with you. That's why they don't want to connect emotionally to you. Or you try to connect and you hit a wall and you conclude, what's wrong with me? Then you might have come from a family where it was all about image. So at home, everybody hit each other and yelled at each other and fought. As soon as you went out in public, be polite. Treat me with respect. Don't have a hair out of place. Look good. And you began to feel, I'm just a trophy on Dad's arm. I'm just here to make him look good. I'm not here because I matter for me. I'm here because it's all about him. And that sends a shame message to you. If you're not nurtured or your needs aren't met consistently, we talk about that all the time. Some of you grew up in a family where you weren't validated for what you did well. Some of you might have come up from a family where you were told, we're not going to tell you about all the good stuff you did because we don't want you to get a big head. So we're not going to say anything positive about you. But we all need validation. And if you don't get validation, you begin to go, what's wrong with me? Next one, abuse, any type of abuse. The child takes the message, what's wrong with me that they're hitting me? It's got to be my fault. Why are they saying those nasty things to me? I must not be good enough. So abuse sends one of the loudest mere messages that something is wrong with you. And then abandonment, in my mind, sends the greatest shame message. So if you think of the 2 people that gave you life, mom and dad, biological parents, if they don't want you and get rid of you, what does that say about you? If the 2 people who are to naturally have a built-in love for their offspring don't want you, that must mean you're a 0. And that nobody will want you if they get to know you. So abandonment sends the harshest, deepest, most painful shame message. Conditional love is another one. Some days you're showered with love, other days they withhold love, and you feel it's your fault. Shame-based parenting, that's when mom always is going, shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. She thinks it's going to motivate you to do better. But if that's all you hear, you begin to believe you're just a screw-up. And it begins to be your belief system. A subtle one, and I want to go into a couple subtle ones now. Your parents' value system affects how you see yourself, okay? So if mom is all about still looking like a 30-year-old when she's 50, you are getting a loud value message that says women only have value if they're a great sex object. And that can come through loud and clear. Secondly, if dad is obsessed with his car and it is his baby and you can't sit in it if you got the speck of dirt on you, then you go, that car matters more than me. His value system is a fancy car. Where do I fit in? And that sends a message. If you grew up in a family where there's a really good work ethic, but it goes a little bit too far, and it says you're only worth something if you can hold down a job all the time, and then you get sick and you can't work, and you go on disability, and you go, I'm a loser. I have no value now. So parents' value systems are very important in figuring out shame messages. Subtle ones. Do you realize I'm told that about 10% of children have bedwetting problems? After they've been toilet trained, they will still wet their bed at night. What I understand is when you get to addicts, about 20% of addicts had bedwetting problems even later than just a couple years. And so it was a source of great embarrassment, often the source of a lot of shame and ridicule within the house, and that sent a very painful message to the child. Another one is if you grow up in a poor family in a more affluent area and you go to school and all the kids have new clothes and you're wearing hand-me-downs. All the kids have the latest shoes and the latest cell phones and you don't even have a cell phone and you're wearing your brother's old shoes with holes in them. You start to feel less than all the time, not just in the family, but in culture in general. If you come from a different ethnic culture, so your family moved, let's say, from Syria as a refugee, or your parents came from the war when you were little and you didn't know English, you didn't know the culture, you didn't dress like Canadians, that was a very hard thing and it can send a shame, not good enough message. I know really subtle one is this. We don't have this a lot anymore, but 50 years ago it was not uncommon for families to have 8 to 12 children. Some even had up to 15 children. So what happened to the youngest children is the oldest children parented them. And so it wasn't that mom and dad didn't want to neglect their children. They just had too many kids to give all the attention that those kids needed. And so a child can feel neglected. With that, if you grew up with a sibling who was sick, mom and dad give all of their attention to that sick child and you feel neglected. They're not intending to send a shame message, but you're perceiving that you're not good enough. So those are all subtle shame messages.